a big goosebump.
Yeah, please do that.
Mom spearheaded the Performing Arts Center that's there, and you were talking about because your love for the arts and the theater, and her belief and how we've just been brought up. The theater is so important, the arts are so important, and the center of a community is the arts.
Yes.
To be able to have it,
and not I think it's
exactly the spirit, the soul.
Yes.
Exactly.
So were you ever up on stage yourself?
Gosh, I wish I knew then what I know now. It was the first realization. My grandfather said the place to really, for our family to be Sonoma County. And the reason why is its proximity to the ocean, all these beautiful different appellations. At that time, in the late 70s, he purchased this Vineyard Laguna in Russian River Valley and the Fry Brothers, the old Fry Brothers property in Dry Creek Valley. So this particular vineyard, previous life was Gravenstein apples. He would pick those apples, take them home to Modesto, where I grew up. My grandmother would make apple pie.
I was wondering about that when you said that.
And it gave him the confidence. It gave him the confidence when he tasted that apple pie, crisp, very focused, beautiful fruit. You have the cinnamon, the nutmeg. That's what Chardonnay should taste like. That's great Chardonnay. Someday that will be known. In the 70s, there wasn't many vineyards planted in Russian River.
What has been one of the moments that you feel has really been pivotal in your thinking and perspective on winemaking and the wine business?
I was talking about my grandfather. Dearly, I adore him, I miss him. Much the farmer at heart, dirt, soil. Uncle Ernest, in his own right, absolutely amazing. He was into traveling all over the United States, talking to people, talking to customers, wanting to know, what do you want?
It's been a great partnership.
So it was a yin and a yang. Yeah, they were extremely different.
Yes.
In their own profession, which was great, because when you think of Italian immigrants, they were first generation here, but usually they're all farmers, really farmers. And here you had two that were very professional in different ways, and not a higher education, but learned just from, sixth sense, I would say.
Did you always know you were going to be in the wine business, or were there moments where there was other things you were interested in, you thought maybe you'd run off and do something else?
Absolutely, no, definitely. I probably like many. I mean, in college, I just feel like we go away too young to try and figure out what we're going to do for the rest of our lives. Yes. Kids are just so precious. And they're sponges. So I think there was definitely, there's a love there somehow. So there was definitely other avenues. But one thing I learned was my father loved what he did. My mother loved what she did. Yes. Being a part of the community. She was a teacher too for a while. Loved her class. So it was really about follow your passion, not your pension. Just really, if you can find what you love, you will make it in this world. Even in our later in life, don't be afraid to switch your career, because life is too short, but it's long, and it's okay to change. I have to work out. For me, my mind, if I don't work out, I know if I go a week without working out, I feel like I could have a day and not get anything done.
When I'm here, I feel like working out too, because it's like with the great food and wine.
Yes, exactly. And working out can be fun. It could be riding horses. I adore horses.
Oh, okay.
It could be walking. It could be swimming. I love swimming. But that definitely is an element, and I've finally learned that after the little girls. It's because I got off track a bit, but I think it's very important to keep that balance. It's like you're brushing your teeth.
Yes.
You do a little somehow for your mind, working out, peace of mind, or meditation, whatever it is. But for me right now with Chardonnay, since this is what we're tasting, I'm really enjoying, we're going back to these old cement tanks. Well, they're not old, they're brand new, but they're oval cement tanks. One thing with wine is it does come full circle, and we need to respect what happened in the past, and sometimes we come back to the past, but you're always, the most important thing right now is, because I think the land, you have to have great grapes.
What is something you wish someone asked you, or an area that you have never ever talked about, that you like, how come no one asked me about this?
Oh my goodness. That's a tough one. I think maybe a lot of people feel that I'd say one thing is I'm an introvert, but I'm obviously learned to be an extrovert, but yes. I'm definitely an introvert. And I would just say, I think the wonderful thing for me is those mentorships along the way, yes. People that believed in you and said you can do it. Because I remember we were talking about speaking and getting on stage. Yes, I remember in high school I had to do spontaneity speaking. I'm like, forget
Impromptu,
it.
yeah.
I wouldn't show up to class.
You wouldn't show up to class?
I was a nervous wreck. I'm like, stage fright.
So how did you get over that? Because a lot of people have that problem. I mean, I had too, and I had different ways of getting over it too. But I'm introverted as well.
I still have that problem. For sure. No, I still have it. How I got over it was getting out there and trying it once, doing it once, and seeing the reaction of people saying, wow, and they were just really wanted to understand about the wines, and they love the stories about our family. And it's like, you know what, this needs to be told. I want to talk a little bit more about it. So just the confidence from the people that were listening and things like that, that you know it's important, that they do want to hear. And then you force yourself, because I think one thing for me is you do have to challenge yourself and do the things you really don't feel comfortable, right? Get out of your own skin. How do we support the women's career, husband's, the whole balance of it? Because it's not easy. It's tough. Like my father says, you can't have it all. And it's like, well, I'm not buying into that, because I think you can do it all, but you really have to be conscious of it. Because like my grandfather, my great uncle Ernest, same thing. The most important thing, it's not the family winery, it's not the, it's your family unit, the health of the family. Otherwise, if you don't have the health of the family, our family winery is not going to be there.
After a crazy day, you're sitting. Just say we're sitting here, fire's on. What's something you want to curl up with?
Okay, so my head right away going to that goes back to the season. So we're in summertime. So right now it's all about grilling. So I would love to be cooking something on the grill. Probably a beautiful piece of salmon, fish, all the veggies on the grill. Curling up with, well, my husband, of course, probably. I mean, hello.
Wine. The man.
And then wine.
The man was an obvious one. If it was someone else, we'd have been in trouble. So.
For tonight, it's gonna be the Chardonnay. Crisp and light and beautiful.